Have you ever walked into a kindergarten classroom to find children sewing buttons, cutting with knives, or ironing napkins? Well, these are all a common sight in a traditional Montessori classroom. Our education system is seriously flawed. We put different kinds of children from different backgrounds and different interests through the exact same curriculum. We give them the same tests and ask them the same questions, forgetting that they too are individuals. The Montessori method focuses on following the child and their interests, ultimately curating a curriculum specific for that child, which is essential to our lacking education system today. As a Montessori homeschooling mom, I'm familiar with the different methods as well as benefits of this system. I'd like to highlight the benefits of Montessori education, what our traditional work cycle looks like, as well as why I believe all public schools should be following this method. One of my personal favorite things about the Montessori method is that learning is truly child-centered. Preschool students enjoy an environment that is centered around their needs and interests. Children learn at their own pace and are treated as equal humans rather than children who need to be babysitted. The Montessori environment is also very specific. You will not find many colorful, distracting pictures on the wall or loud, flashy toys. Everything is on an open shelf, such as this one. This is our Montessori open shelf. Everything has a purpose and a place, and everything is expected to be put back in its place when it's completed. For example, this is a language word. So we'll take that out, do the work, and then it has that place on its shelf where it's expected to go back. This instills a sense of order as well as discipline. The teacher will also guide the children to learn at their own pace. Just because they're in kindergarten, for example, doesn't mean they can't be doing second grade math or reading. Some kindergartners might even need extra help with preschool or pre-K work. Children are innately interested in learning about the world around them, and through their natural curiosity are able to develop themselves. By providing an environment that supports natural development, Montessori education enables children to develop the fundamental capabilities that they need to become happy and fulfilled adults who contribute to society. On to my next point. Well, if children are in charge of their own education, you might be wondering, how do they even learn anything? What do they do all day? Well, the answer is they do whatever they choose. If a child is interested in baking, the teachers can incorporate measurements, temperatures, scientific elements, and many other fascinating things into one lesson. The average day would start with our morning work cycle, where we sing some poems, talk about the day, go out and observe the weather, and then we begin the work cycle. The kids know what work they have to do because they've sat down and previously chosen it on their own. They lead themselves throughout the day. They decide how little or how much, which is not only empowering but teaches self-discipline. Once their work is complete for the day, they have even more freedom to learn other skills or help others with their work. For my last point, I believe that all public schools should follow the Montessori method. One of the main differences between traditional education and Montessori education is how the child is viewed. Traditional schools think that children need incentives for learning, such as treats and parties, and if they don't respond to these incentives, they get punished, such as pink slips, visits to the principal's office, and bad grades. Montessori schools believe the opposite. Children do not need to be forced to learn. They are naturally inclined towards learning. Montessori encourages innovation and divergent thinking without grades, without tests, without homework. Teachers in a Montessori class do not stand at the front delivering the same lesson to 30-something children. They walk around and do individual lessons specific to each child in small groups, and then they walk away and let the child continue that work. In conclusion, the Montessori method is the best way to educate our future generations and ensure that children of the future have all the tools and skills necessary to be constant thinkers and maintain a constant love of learning.